And today we are in 3 Points, Arizona once again. Today we've located a 1964 Mercury Montclair. Yeah, Mercury Montclair 4-door. From what the plate says, it was last registered in '95. That's 28 years ago. And we're gonna see if it'll run. Let's take a quick walk around, soak it all in, see what we're working with. So, what'd you find?
I always like to kind of verify mileage, and you can kind of get the story on the mileage by looking at old oil change stickers. The only one I can make out, 730, maybe 71, and it says 53076.
53,076 miles, chassis lubrication, 730 of 70 something. 70.
So it says 31,952. So I'm saying that it's 131.
Here, let me look in there. It says 31, so pretty sure that's 131,000 miles. So that's a pretty good indicator right there. And what were you saying about the vents?
Oh, check out the vents. I thought they were, I guess I wasn't paying much attention. I thought it was ashtrays. But man, this is a pretty cool idea, look.
Oh, that's a vent.
It's the vents.
Wow.
It looked like ashtrays.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's pretty cool.
You know, this thing was pretty optioned out. It's got a radio, it's got air conditioning. Nothing looks like it's been touched at all.
Yeah.
All the gauges, all the steering wheel had, somebody'd wrapped it. Oh, look, it's got a clock.
Oh, steering. I bet the steering thing's busted. We're not going to be able to drive it.
Oh, man.
I think something's wrong.
Maybe that rag joint's busted.
Yeah. Look at that. The little mirror still works. Woohoo! Woo!
That's what they used to consider remote mirror.
But look, it still works.
I've seen ads for these cars from back in the day, and that's what they called a remote mirror.
How we doing?
Very remote. I mean, there's not a dent or a ding in it. I mean, it's really laser straight. Look at how well the trim matches up. Look at that. Trim matches up perfectly. Look at those door gaps all the way along the bottom.
This is something else.
Check out these rockers. This thing is super straight, super clean.
It's come out of Texas, 1983.
Texas does inspections, don't they?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, vehicle inspection for Texas of 83, or in 83. My favorite part of these cars is the back window. I'm always been intrigued by this. One, because typically, you know, cars kind of do this little number, but this kind of cuts off, goes back, and that window comes down, that middle window, some of you might know this, a center window comes down, it's a power window, and I don't know, something about that just fascinates me. I really, really like that, and I'd love to see if that works if we put a battery in it. Handles are there. No power windows. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, baby. Sweet. Let's see if the window rolls down. All right. That's really cool. Glove box is empty other than some rat turds. Oh, yeah, I see those rats ate a hole in there to get in here.
Your lubrication stuff, your WD, you got WD or?
Yeah, it's all in the
Let me
bed
go
there.
grab some, let's lube that up a little bit.
Okay. The engine's there. I like that. So from what we read on the VIN tag, we kind of opened up the door, took a peek at the VIN. It's a code H, which designates that it's supposed to be a 390 with a 2-barrel. And I don't know, it looks like a 390 to me. And I got to get this air cleaner off to see if it's a 2-barrel, but I'm betting that it is. It looks very untouched. Come take a look. So this is supposedly the 390. Look at all this. I mean, this is all there, all complete, even down to the washer. I think this is your washer fluid bucket.
Yeah.
And where's the nozzles at? Right there's your washer nozzles. You can barely see in there. It's an automatic transmission. We'll go ahead and see if there's any fluid in there. I don't know if these were 3-speed, 4-speed, if they had overdrive or what, but
That's 3-speed C6 probably.
3-speed C6.
Probably.
We got fluid. Looks nice and red too. Put that back. I don't don't see anything. Radiator hoses look like they've been replaced at some point in the past. You see these aren't factory hose clamps, and this part number looks like something from O'Reilly. It's like an O'Reilly sticker. Got our distributor, we got our plug wires. It came with air conditioning, or maybe this is aftermarket. I don't think so though. This looks factory. There's no belt on it, so it might have stopped working and then they bypassed it or something. But we got a fan clutch, so we'll have to get on the crank somehow. What is this?
Power steering?
Is it?
Probably.
Yeah, power steering, fill, reservoir. Let's check our brake fluid.
Yeah, wishful thinking.
Yeah. Got a plug wire 8 1/2. Oil dipstick looks to be right here. What is that? That's kind of funky looking. It's got oil. All right. So far, we're batting 1,000. A couple of these spark plugs I've already seen that are eat off from mice, and Letitia said that we could take some wires off of this 80s Dodge truck because it ain't gonna be going anywheres. So we're able to use some plug wires off of that. We're gonna see if it turns over. And I heard Junkyard Dig say that one good thing about Ford is that all of the crank bolts are 15/16. So I brought a 15/16 with me, and I'm gonna test that theory out right now. Sure enough, can confirm he wasn't lying. Okay. All right, it's moving.
Okay, so good. We're good to blow it off.
Got a few comments in the last video about how we didn't bring a blower because I was just using like a hose in my mouth, so brought a leaf blower. I'm not seeing a negative. Oh, here it is. Right in front of me. They're kind of all wonky looking. They don't have battery ends on them. We're going to have to vice grip them to the top of the battery though.
That's not a good place to catch a ground.
On the radiator?
I don't know how that's going to work. I might need to move it.
Now, what'd you do that for?
I don't know. Just try to get you to look for something, I guess.
Thanks.
Falls into the oblivion. Falls into that same realm where all the socks are in the dryer. You know what I mean? How when you pull a dryer apart, that'd be full of socks.
Yeah.
I guess when we find it, we'll find some socks.
Here, I'm gonna stick this down in there. See if this makes any sparks. Nothing. Now, normally we don't get so lucky, but today we were able to get keys. Letitia had the keys for this car, and just check them out real quick. These are the original keys, I believe. That little Mercury man with his hat on. I like that. Pretty sure these are the factory keys. Pretty cool, huh? Let's put the key in and see if anything comes on.
Signal comes on.
It does, doesn't it?
No horn.
No radio?
No radio.
Turn the headlights on. I hear something clicking.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's clicking somewhere else. We're not getting any crank, so just for funsies, tested the coil here is getting power. I don't know if you guys can see that. See that red light coming on? So the coil's getting power, so if it cranked over, in theory it would run. I'm just gonna go ahead and try and jump it. Got my Lone Star switch. There we go. All right. Our throttle linkage is stuck.
Trying to move.
Try it.
It's already floored. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
It's trying to stay down. You work it and I'll push it. There you go.
Yeah, it's better. It's doing something. We're going to run an auxiliary tank. If we undo this line, there's no way to hook it to the carburetor, so we follow this line down, and we can see that it arrives at the fuel pump. One of those is your return, one of those is your feed line. So we're just going to cut both of those, take that line off of there, and run our rubber hose into that one. Fuel lines are cut. I got the fuel line, the metal fuel line, off of the one that this went to the fuel pump, to the carburetor. I just pulled the fuel line up out of there so we can put a hose on it. A couple of these spark plug wires were
there's one over there.
busted.
2 of them, I think, right next to each other.
Okay. We'll rob some off of that, put it on here, then we can actually try and crank her over, see what happens. Star switch here. All right.
She's a runner.
Wow.
That's too easy. We never get that.
No. All right, fuel pump's hooked up. It's already pump-a-lating, I can hear it. Okay, I'm gonna crank it.
All right.
It's in park?
Yeah.
Okay. Dang. Come on, come on.
Might need to pour some gas down it. Idle it down. Oil pressure and the alternator's charging. Check it out.
What?
Oil pressure and the alternator's charging.
Really?
Check it out.
Oh wow, we're building oil pressure.
Amp gauge is up.
That's amazing. Wow, what a testament to how these things were built. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful.
It's got oil pressure, the pressure gauge is up, and the alternator's charging. The amp gauge is charging.
Sounds like it's firing on all 8.
Yeah, we don't want to run it very long.
Yeah, there's no water in it. See if it goes in gear. I'm gonna hook this up, and we're gonna see if it goes in gear. Let me get this off of here, because that's the first thing that's gonna spill and then explode, cause a fire at this nice lady's house. You stay there. Okay. Key on?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's what popped off earlier. I saw my little test lead. There we go. Oh, I see it moving. Yeah. Yeah. Try and do it again. Oh yeah, she's a runner and a driver.
Yeah, it's solid.
All
Transmission's real solid.
Oh, it's solid?
Real solid. I mean, it immediately tries to go into gear.
Wow.
So yeah, it's definitely a runner.
Sweet. That's awesome.
Work. The brake pedal goes to the floor, so the power brake's trying to work.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, and as for the steering, earlier I thought that maybe that rag joint, I've had that, sometimes them rag joints right there, they bust, and then, you know, you can just freewheel the steering wheel, but that's not the case. I don't know why, but the pitman arm there is disconnected from the rest of the steering, so if that was connected, we could actually drive it.
It's a bummer. I wish it was.
Oh, the rear window?
Yeah, it's not working, because that'll be something, you know, somebody will ask about that, and it's not working. Wipers aren't working.
I don't know if they're electric or not.
Wipers are, I'm sure they are electric. Lights aren't working right. Oh yeah, they are, because
Pull it.
I'm pulling it.
All right, I just want to see it on the gauge. All right, let me see if I can see anything on back here. Is it on?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so. Some light is on, but I don't know what.
Yeah.
Car well run. Oh. Do it?
Headlights are on.
Oh.
I know they're working because I
Yeah.
can see the gauge going down on brights.
Yeah, the headlights are working now. Heck yeah. Oh, I'd love to see that back window work.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's cool. Let's see if there's anything in the trunk, just for funsies. You always gotta finagle with these things. Yeah, that definitely isn't right. No. Because I think this is the key. It's just.
All right, here.
Let's look at this. Oh. Locking gas cap. Nice. Just for funsies, we're gonna see if these brakes come back to life, because I just want to know.
You feel it?
Yeah.
See if you see any bubbles.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Is it still full?
It's sucking it down a little bit.
I don't know. Is it squirting it out on the ground? I hear a squirting noise.
Ooh, yeah, it's.
No,
Oh,
is it-
yeah.
Is it squirting it on the ground? Look
No.
underneath.
But before we call it quits, I just want to see if we can see why that pitman arm is not on the steering. Maybe if we can slip it on there good enough for today, we might be able to actually drive it.
Put it in neutral. There you go. Yeah, somebody's tried to put a hose clamp on it. Try to get it to stay on that ball. I'm not sure what tightens it up against it. But
Yeah, I don't know. So this ball valve, or not ball valve, this pitman arm is supposed to be connected to this, and it's not. Not sure why. This whole menagerie, I don't know what that is.
power steering ram.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can jack it up against it, but I don't know if it's gonna stay.
Brakes are trying to work. This brake hose is leaking though.
It ain't held in there very tight.
Yeah. I think something else.
I mean, something's going awry with it.
Yeah. It's a little hard to see because it's dark, but there's kind of a concave piece in here that's floating around. This piece right here. So something is going on with that, and this is all wallered out right here, and there's a spring in here that I'm sure pushes up against that ball, but I don't want to drive it. I don't want to try and rig it up. Well, we don't want to try and rig it up because it's unsafe. We don't want to drive it out in the yard and then this fall off, and then you can't steer it, and then possibly no brakes, obviously, because we got one leak here. You can see the mice. See how this is see how the lines on this are nice, and then right here, yeah, the mice have been eating this up, and there's a hole knocked in there already. So We got no brakes and we got no steering, so I think this is where we're going to call it quits. We can't drive this thing. I mean, it would need way more work. Hey, so before the video ends, I wanted to let you know that car is currently for sale. This lady owns the car. It was her husband's. Her husband died. And this email right here, there's a gentleman that's selling it for her. You can reach him at docdodge440@gmail.com. I'll put the email right there. I think she's asking $3 for it, so I don't know if they're negotiable. Maybe you can hit them up. I do not know if the car has a title or not. The car is in 3 Points, Arizona. And just as a little sneak peek, next week we are doing a Will It Run on a 1959 Chevy fleet side. That's going to be pretty cool. If you have a pre-1980 vehicle that's abandoned or a barn find kind of scenario that you wouldn't mind having Dad and me come out and take a look at, if you are in Arizona somewhere, we are in Tucson, Arizona, set us up at this email right here. If you would like to sponsor our next video, if you're a business or something like that, like, I don't know, Interstate Batteries, Harbor Freight, you can also reach us at this email. I would also like to do some kind of fly and drive kind of situation. So even if you're not in Arizona, it wouldn't be like a Will It Run, I'd be like a fly and drive. I'm interested in doing something like that this year. If you also have a first gen Cummins for sale, let me know. We are very, very interested in 12 valve diesels, 89 and 97. If you have one of those for sale, also let us know. Now we'll see you in the next one.